Everybody, Grim Repair here. Today we're working on a 1995 F250 and I'm going to show you how to replace the rotors on a four-wheel drive F250. If this video helps you out, give it a like. Tools you're going to need are a 7/8 socket and an extension, a 13/16 stock socket, a large ratchet, snap ring pliers, 2 5/8 lock nut socket, a couple of flatheads and one of them is pretty small, 9/64 Allen head, brake parts cleaner, some long reach pliers, and a way to compress the brake pistons. There's a link down in all the special tools in the description. What we're going to do is jack the car up. Slide a jack stand under the truck. And we're going to take a 7/8 socket and remove the wheel. I'm going to lay everything we removed down in order. There were two different brake options for this particular truck. One with a 4,600 pound axle and one with a 2,800 pound axle. Not sure what the two options were, but you can find that information on the sticker in the driver's side door right here, and it says front GAWR 4,600. We're going to take a 9/64 Allen head and remove this wheel lock bezel. Take a pair of snap ring pliers and remove this snap ring in here. Take a small flathead and there's a ring going around the outside that holds all this in there. I'm going to grab the edge of that ring. There it is, and we're just going to work it out. Take some needle nose pliers and slide out this locking assembly. another one of those lock rings in there. And this inside one has a little pin sticking out of it, and it has to lock on to one of the holes in this ring that goes over it. Little pins right there, and it fits in like that. I'm gonna go ahead and thread these lug nuts on just till the end of the stud is flush with it. We're gonna use these in the next step to press them out. You could also bang on them with a hammer if you don't have a press, but that's more work, and I have a press, so I'm gonna use it. Compress the pistons a little bit, take some of the tension off. Use a 13/16, remove the caliper. Do the big ones for the mounting bracket. Well, this is the press. Just gonna pop these down. Ta-da! Just drop it a few times and it'll come out. Slide it onto the new one. We'll slide all the studs through. And we're going to thread these on with the flat side facing down so we can pull them back through. An impact is your friend with this step. Otherwise it's a lot more difficult. If you don't have an air compressor, I'll put a link down in the description for a good one that's battery powered. The pneumatic one I'm using is Ingersoll Rand. I really like it. Just gonna tighten this one back up. And I'm gonna jump across, straight across the other side, so that way it seats evenly. I'm kind of feeling on the backside. I know when they're being pulled in all the way. Go ahead and take them all off. You can hear that it's not tight all the way. We're going to tighten them some more. Better. And now we're going to put it back on there. This is the bearing if you were going to change that. Kind of spin it and push at the same time. Now we're going to take this one with that little nipple sticking out. These are kind of hard to get started on there, but it should thread on easy. If you're fighting it, you got it cross-threaded. Take it back off, try again. I think setting it on this tool here helps a little bit. There it goes. Now this one wasn't very tight. It's just there to keep preload on that bearing. That's it. You're going to line this notch here up with the notch on the axle and make sure that nipple sticking out of that other nut lines up with one of the holes. Slide the next lock ring on there. Slide the next nut on there. Same thing. If it's not going easy, you got it cross-threaded. And this one's a little bit tighter than that inside one. Push against it so it stays engaged. And that one's tight. And they had another 2 5/8 socket like this that was flat. That one would also work. This is just the only one they had, so I got it. It looked more like this, but it was just a little bit bigger. Now we're going to slide the gearing back in, and the Phillips screw side faces out. There you go. I'll slide this spring back in the groove that goes around the outside of the hub to hold in the wheel locks, and when you push it in all the way, it's going to snap like that. Now you want to make sure that this spindle is out. It kind of moves in and out a little bit. It needs to be out enough for you to get that snap ring in there. Same thing, this will snap. Just making sure that it's in the groove there, not going to come out. And we can go ahead and put the handle back on there. These little things go into these gaps here. Gonna go ahead and tighten those back up in a cross pattern, just like I would the wheel, so that it seats evenly. And we're not going crazy on them, just snug them up. Now that we're done with the greasy stuff, we're going to wash our hands or replace our gloves, because we don't want grease on the rotor. We're going to take some brake parts cleaner, this will be linked in the description, and spray the coating that they put on the new rotors to keep it from rusting, and wipe it off on the inside and the outside. We're going to put the caliper back on. You may have to compress it. The new rotor is going to be thicker than the old one. I got one of these brake compressors that I'm going to use just because it's quick and easy. Make sure you're not twisting up the brake hose. There we go. Slide it over. Slide the bolt in, wiggle it around, get it started. Get the bottom one started. Wheel back on. Tighten them to the manufacturer's torque specs. And a cross hatch pattern. And that's it. High five, you did it.